and hello, and welcome to yet another Drunken Story Time with Randy. Now, for those who watched last time, today's story is going to be Jack and the beerstock. Yes, I remember when I first heard this story, driving down a country road, old man behind the wheel asked me to pass him his whiskey. He's got to start telling me a story. Now the collision happened sometime afterwards, but that's a story for another day. Anyways, Jack and the beerstock. Jack, a small boy, sent to the market with enough empties to buy a complete 2-4 from his father. Now his father said to him, if you come home with less than a 2-4, you are going to die. Well, Jack really had no other choice, so he ran to the market with his big wheelbarrow full of empties. Probably a funny sight. Anyways, halfway to the market, he runs into this squatter looking guy. Oh, messed up looking. Now, Jack's thinking, man, this guy's messed up. I should keep going, because if I don't get these beers at the store, I'm going to be beaten to death. So, this guy stops Jack and says, now, I can give you 4 magic beers for the empties you have in that wheelbarrow. Remember, magic beers are better than normal beers. Jack, being rather stupid and naive, thought, hey, magic beers. Well, obviously, if someone says magic beers are better than normal beers, then maybe I won't get beaten to death. Well, needless to say, Jack made the transaction for the 4 magic beers with the empties he had. I wouldn't personally do it, but you know Jack. Anyways, no relation to Jack and Jill's story. Okay, anyways, so Jack's bringing these beers home, and he's all proud. He gets home, and he goes, Dad, I didn't make it to the market. Dad immediately takes out the 12 gauge and pumps around into it. He's like, no, but I got these 4 magic beers. They're better than normal beers. His dad was already about 3/4 in the bag already. And I goes, you have by tomorrow morning to get me a full 2-4, or I'm out in your head in the wall. Jack was scared. I mean, who wouldn't be, right? So, old man passes out after consuming 2 of the magic beers. Jack, for some ungodly reason, decides to plant the beers in the yard and starts to water them. Well, here's where the magic happens. This huge stalk comes rising out of the ground with beer labels all over it. Must have been a hell of a sight. Well, Jack always realized that when going into unfamiliar territory, grabbed his dad's shotgun and went up there. 8 rounds in the shotgun overall. He gets up and there's magical clouds everywhere, kind of like an acid trip. And in the far out distance, he sees this gigantic castle. So Jack chambers around and continues going towards the castle. By the time he gets there, he realizes that it's not just a huge castle, it's even bigger. Like it was meant for a giant. So Jack starts getting a little worried, but then kind of crawls through the gap in the door, comes through and sees this large giant drinking from this massive keg, or I guess a keg really. And then Jack walks up to him and it's like, what's in that keg? And the giant's like, this is the keg of the never-ending supply of beer. And Jack looks at it going, do you think I could take that and bring it home with me? Because if I don't come home with a large amount of beer, my dad's going to mount my head in the wall. Giant looks down at little Jack and says, fuck you, I got this at the store like everybody else. You can kiss my fat ass. And the giant proceeds to drink even more, then passes out in a drunken stupor. So, here's what Jack does. Smart guy that he is. Takes his 12 gauge, walks up to the sleeping giant, walks right up to his face, and blows the fucker's eyeballs out. I mean, hey, I like that play. So as the giant's going all crazy because he doesn't have his eyes, Jack grabs a magic keg and begins to run for the door. Gets to the door, he's running because he's got to make it back that beanstalk or that giant's going to kill him, right? Gets to the beanstalk, he's climbing down. He sees the giant's face, the blood's pouring down, it's kind of like raining blood all over Jack. The giant goes down to reach him, but, he's grabbing nothing but air. And then Jack gets to the bottom, the giant takes a running leap, misses Jack, misses the house, lands right in the forest and gets impaled by trees. Jack's standing there with the magic keg. His old man hears the ruckus and comes out, and Jack's like, "Look, I got you this never-ending keg of beer. Now you don't have to kill me." Jack's dad takes a look at him and says, "You know what? You're right. It's a never-ending beer supply. You never have to go to the store again. But I'm still going to kill you because the only reason why I had you was so you could go to the beer store for me. Now that I don't need you, well, time for you to die." And pulls out a sickle. Well, Jack, again, being the smart guy is, blew his father away. Yeah, well, I mean with the shotgun, not orally. And he inherited the house. Yes, so the moral of the story is, if you're going up a beanstalk, pack heat, kill the giant, then come home and kill your family, and then the house is yours. Yeah, I know it's probably not the best ending of a story, I suppose, and I guess it's not a moral story, not really a moral lesson, but it's a story. I heard that when I was 8. So, until next time, I'll be telling the story of Hansel and Slutzel. Alright. Till next story time, this is Randy, getting drunk.